Family and consumer science's body of knowledge serves as a universal ideology for the profession. The core concepts are the desired end results of that decision making, which include basic human needs sustained by individual well being, family strengths, and community vitality. Drawing from scholarship used to develop the family consumer sciences body of knowledge, the purpose of this video is to articulate the necessity of faith and the role of religion in actuating these core concepts. Let's get started. Basic human needs are central to the model. What does satisfied basic human needs look like? For most of us, Maslow's hierarchy comes to mind. McGregor explained that regardless of culture, fundamental human needs are the same. It is what people can do to satisfy the need that is culturally determined, not the needs themselves. In addition to Maslow's hierarchy, McGregor encouraged the use of the basic human needs approach in thinking about the central focus of the body of knowledge. We will come back to look at these interrelated basic human needs and the relevance of faith in satisfying them. Further expanding on the basic human needs approach, McGregor supported that in our day-to-day living systems, that needs are actualized through culturally determined strategies. This view situates family and consumer sciences professionals as working to enable individuals, families, and communities to satisfy those needs through culturally relevant strategies. A more traditional view of the work of family and consumer sciences has been to optimize well-being as an outcome of basic human needs. What does optimized well-being look like as an outcome of basic human needs? For that answer, let's turn to individual well-being. In more classic work, individual well-being is defined using the Voices of the Poor research conducted by the World Bank. In this research, the authors interviewed over 60,000 people from around the world. The goals of this research were threefold. One, to identify a universal definition of well-being. Two, to understand the roles different institutions play in people's lives and to recognize the priorities of the poor. The research revealed a definition of well-being that is comprehensive and broadens the dimensions of human well-being. Included are material well-being, which includes enough food, assets, and work, bodily well-being, and appearing well in health, appearance, and physical environment. Social well-being, as in being able to care for, bring up, marry, and settle children with self-respect and dignity, and peace, harmony, and good relations with family and community. Security, as in civil peace, a physical, safe and secure environment, lawfulness and access to justice, security in old age, confidence in the future, freedom of choice and action, and psychological well-being, which include peace of mind, happiness, and specifically here is having a spiritual life and practicing religious observance. Defining basic human needs in the family consumer sciences body of knowledge with this World Bank typology identifies the teleological focus for the profession as optimizing well-being. This definition places the satisfying of basic human needs as an antecedent to optimized well-being and creates a strong foundation for understanding well-being throughout the model. As reflected here, spirituality and religiosity are foundational to well-being, and as will be shown, they are integral to the family consumer sciences body of knowledge. Family strengths are premised on resiliency. Building on McCubbin's work, Walsh outlined the structure that seems to be in place for resilient family. Faith and religion are critical. Making meaning from adversity is the first bullet identified. Most families seek strength, comfort, and guidance in troubled times through connections with their cultural and spiritual tradition. With faith, this meaning is the belief that God put this challenge in my path for a reason. Positive outlook. With faith, the belief that all is in God's hand and that He has a purpose for my life. Professionals can support family efforts to envision a better future through their effort, and where hopes and dreams have been shattered, to imagine new possibilities, seizing opportunities for intervention, transformation, and positive growth. Transcendence and spirituality. Transcendent beliefs and practices provide meaning and purpose beyond a family's immediate plight. It is the belief that there is something more. Faith and religion make meaning out of one's life that goes beyond the immediate. Organizational pattern, especially looking at connectedness and social resource. Walsh cites a large body of research that documents use of spiritual resources through deep faith, practices such as prayer and meditation, and congregational involvement that have all been found as well springs for resilience. Communication, problem solving. For many countries, the Voices of the Poor research identifies churches, mosques, temples, and shrines as the most important institutions for communication and problem solving. Additionally, these institutions are paramount for building social capital. Social capital builds community vitality. Social capital is the energy and information embedded in relationships among people that is drawn upon to facilitate the work that they do. It is built on trust, coordination, and cooperation. In order to benefit the individuals of the group and the community as a whole, they must practice exchange and reciprocity. In other words, a sense of fairness, of giving and receiving is needed to sustain community vitality. Promoting this social cohesion, the Voices of the Poor research found that religion and religious institutions are mainstays. The integrative elements of the family consumer sciences body of knowledge are human ecosystems and life course development theories. Integrative because they prescribe that what happens in one environment system influences others. A way to think about the influence of the integrative elements is a bowl of Jell-O. Imagine tipping this model to the side and viewing it as a surface of Jell-O with the spheres of the core concepts suspended in it. Now think about one of the spheres, such as family strengths, as being jiggled. What is the effect on all the other elements in connection with it suspended in the Jell-O? What are the effects of the individual when things aren't going well in the family? What are the effects in the community? These integrative systems theory approaches provide the relational ontology of the profession. A relational ontology situates the viewer with the perspective that we live our lives in relation to others. In human ecosystems theory, we uphold the family as primary in fostering individual well-being and community vitality. For life course development, Anderson and Nichols identify social institutions as transition points for individuals as they develop. The Voices of the Poor research identified religious institutions as the most important throughout an individual's life. Linking back to family resilience and organizational patterns, religion in the community setting provides rituals and ceremonies that facilitate passage through significant transitions and linkage with a larger community and common heritage. Looking individually at the components, faith may not be as evident in or specifically stated in each sphere, but because the systems are integrated, strong faith in one or more of the systems can have powerfully positive effects on the others. That integrative systems approach is also relevant in looking at basic human needs. This figure takes a closer look at Max Neff's 10 interrelated basic human needs: subsistence, protection, affection, understanding, participation, leisure, creation, identity, freedom, and transcendence. Predicated on systems theory, the basic human needs approach espouses that satisfying any of these needs is interrelated to the others. The Voices of the Poor research especially targets the importance of religion in participation, but you can think of profound ways that faith can influence other needs, such as transcendence. Faith is a strong component in well-being, resilient families, and promoting community vitality. The integrative nature of the model suggests that strong faith in one of these areas can strengthen others. It also points out that any lacking system can drain the effectuality out of the other systems. Faith is integrated throughout the family consumer sciences body of knowledge. On the periphery of the model are cross-cutting themes that support the realization of the core concepts and transcend all areas of specialization in family and consumer sciences. Throughout time, these cross-cutting themes will change. Faith development is a worthy candidate for inclusion here.
Oh, what I would do to have the kind of faith it takes to climb out of this no man's land. Under the crashing waves